Number 8, Garrett Hale. Number 12, Zach Newman. Number 14, Logan Walsh. Number 27, Andrew Langton. Number 30, Jaden Humphreys. And number 34, Gary Reiner. And the head coach of the Ironmen is Kevin Bowles, with coaches Terry Leggett, Jeremy Poole, trainer Ron Bearcat McCormick, and the general manager, Greg Morris. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2023 Miramichi Honda Ironmen. The Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen acknowledge that we are gathered and playing on the traditional unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. We are proud of the continued relationships in the spirit of peace and friendship with Nattawagina, Minipinagia, and Eskenovich. June is National Indigenous History Month in Canada, an opportunity to learn about the unique cultures, traditions, and experiences of our First Nations. The National Day of Truth and Reconciliation is September 30th. Please welcome to the field Chief George Knish, a Nattawagina, for a presentation of an Ironman cap and a ceremonial first pitch. No pressure, George. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please rise, if you're able, and kindly lift your caps to the playing of our national anthem.
In a day we thought would never come, but the rain has finally gone away, and here we are, the home opener for your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen here on Thursday Night Baseball on a Tuesday, live from Ironman Park, as the Ironmen look to get some home cooking and get their first win of the season as they come in here 0-4 after a rough road trip to start the season. The Ironmen have not played in almost 2 weeks, as much of the Brunswick Senior Baseball League has been off due to the rain. And the boys take the field here for home opening night. Thank you for joining us here on O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live, wherever you're listening from tonight. Let's take a look at the fielding configuration for the Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen. In left field is Jake Cook. Center field is Zach Goss. And right field is Tyrell Hebert. Over at third base, the digger cam himself, Jake Dignam. Charlie Mollison is at short. Tyler McKay at second. Nick Leggett at first. Reigning league MVP Jeff Watkin is behind the plate. And tonight on the hill is number 42, Mike McKay. McKay comes into the game. His third start of the season. One really, really good and one not so great. 8 1/3 innings on the season. He has a 5.04 ERA. Has only allowed 3 hits and looks to continue his winning ways, or winning pitching ways anyway. Last time out, he fired a one-hitter in a 2-1 loss in Fredericton against the Royals. And we will try to keep it between the lines here tonight. Again, thank you for joining us. If you're watching on the Ironman Facebook page, or if you're watching on our new platform this year over on YouTube/Chatham Ironmen, thank you very much. We're very glad we have a new broadcast set up here, brought to you by our new partners at Elitecast Media. I am, of course, the voice of the Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen, Chris Jardine. Let's take a look at our well-respected and well-dressed umpired crew here tonight. Over at third base is Jason Dunnett. Down the first base line is Brian Cummings, and calling balls and strikes, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Miles Brito. It's time to start it off here as the Ironmen are rip-roaring ready to go. And Justin Cormier is going to step in. The Fisher Cats enter the game at 1-3. Cormier now on the season. It's off to a 3-for-8 start. 375 average. And McKay comes set. Here comes the first pitch of the ball game. And it is high for ball one, and we're underway here from beautiful Ironman Field here on the Miramichi. 1-0 here to Cormier to start the ball game. McKay comes set, and that is hit into the left center field gap. That's going to be a long run for Goss, and he gets there. So a nice run down there and an F8, and the first out of the ball game is recorded. Beautiful day here. Again, we've had 10 days of rain, followed by a couple of days with a little bit of rain. We had some nice weather over the weekend. The last couple of days has been just beautiful. We have a very nice 20 degrees Celsius here at first pitch. Sam Lund now, the center fielder for the Fisher Cats, is going to step in. One down here in the top of the first inning. And that is outside. A little slide piece there for ball one. Control has been a little bit of a battle for McKay here to start the season. And that is on the inside corner for a called strike. Evens the count at 1-1. McKay has walked 10 across 8 1/3 innings, but again, looked a lot sharper his last time out in that 2-1 loss down in Fredericton. I'm going to try to keep that good momentum going here tonight. Here comes the 1-1. Long wait from McKay, and that is a foul tip. And that'll be strike two. So 1-2 here for McKay. To the center fielder, Lund. Lund coming into the game, 3-for-8 so far with a double on the season. A couple of runs scored as well. McKay comes set. Here comes the 1-2. And that is bounced. Good 1.5 in front of home plate there. Trying to get Lund chasing. Lund not having any of it. And that'll run the count to 2-2. Nice little breeze blowing in here from right field at game time. Just enough to keep the flies away, some would say. 2-2 count here to Lund. McKay with the pitch. And that is fouled off at home plate. Lund fouls it off his foot or shin. Home plate umpire Miles Brito quick with the foul call there. So the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes here in the top of the first inning. McKay comes set. Another long pause. And that is laced back up the middle. That's going to be a base hit for Lund. First hit of the ball game. Lund got a fastball out over the outer half of the plate. Drove that one right back up the middle with some authority. And the Fisher Cats are in business here with a runner at first base.
Now batting the catcher, number 45, John Hamowitz.
And here is the catcher for the Fisher Cats, John Hamowitz. Import this year, has been backstop for them. He's off to a pretty hot start. He's 5 for 11 with four singles and a double, 3 runs scored. Again, Moncton missing a game worth of stats there, I believe, from a 7-2 loss to Fredericton this past Sunday. So some abbreviated statistics for the Fisher Cats, so fair warning. That'll be a pattern throughout the evening. And that is a hard hit ball into left center field, and that's going to go all the way to the wall. It one hops off the fence, Goss up with it, gets it into the shortstop. Oh, he overthrows the cutoff man, Malson. That's actually going to roll all the way to the plate, but Lund held at third, and that is a double for Hamowitz. His second double of the season, and now the Fisher Cats have runners at second and third here with 1 out. Hamowitz jumped all over that 1-0, and again, one hop the wall out by the wine kit sign out in left center field. But Goss got to it quickly, got it back in, and again, overthrew the cutoff man, but didn't hurt him. Good strong throw that rolled into the infield. I don't think Lund had any illusions of trying to score from first base on that one. So we're to the cleanup hitter here, and it is Fisher Cats veteran Serge Votors, 1 for 8 on the season so far, with an RBI double being that one hit. Ironman playing back here. Going to concede the run for an out here if they can get it in the infield. That is another 58-foot curveball blocked by Watkin for ball 1. For all of you watching out there in Facebook and YouTube land, we hope you're enjoying some of our new setup here. It's like a brand new operation, but the same great brand of Ironman baseball. 1-0 here is the count to the cleanup hitter, Votor. 1 out here. That one is in the dirt, and that's going to score a run. So again, that one only about 57 feet. McKay has now spiked it 3 times here to the last couple of hitters. And the run will score. So on a wild pitch, first run of the game is scored. As Lund crosses, Hamowitz also moved up to third. So it's 2-0 here to Votor. Still 1 out here in the top of the first. Runner at third. Votor, always a dangerous hitter. And that is on the outside part of the plate. And that's called a strike. Votor's shaking his head in what I can only assume is some polite disagreement. But nevertheless, that runs the count to 2 balls and 1 strike here. Look like a little cutter there from McKay. See if he goes back to that. Walking on the outside part again. And that was the same pitch. That's down the third baseline. Dignam gives chase, and it's going to be out of play for a foul ball. So that'll even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes here. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to the cleanup hitter, Votor. And here comes McKay with the pitch, and that is popped up. And Watkin is going to have a play. And he makes the play. A pop out to the catcher for out number 2. As Watkin makes that play very, very close to the fence along the third baseline. So 2 outs here, and that'll bring the DH Philip Real to the plate. Judy, that's a great question. I will ask somebody who knows the answer to that if the Ironmen will be selling hoodies this year, and I'll let you know. See what we can figure out here when we get somebody with some authority up around these parts. And that is a liner up the middle from Rail, who jumps all over the first pitch. And that's going to be a base hit, and that's going to score another run. So an RBI single for Rail. And the Fisher Cats take a 2-0 lead. Again, some pretty hard hit balls here in the first inning. We've had 4 balls in play. They've all been hit pretty hard. And that's going to bring up affiliated player Colin Betts. Betts has appeared in one other game for the Fisher Cats this season, sporting an 0-2 batting record. He swings at that high fastball for strike 1. So 3 hits here in the top of the first for the Fisher Cats. They scored a couple runs, 1 on a wild pitch, 1 on an RBI single from Rail. That is outside. That'll even the count at 1-1. McKay, love to get out of this inning somehow right here. Ground ball, strike out any way you can, get the big red machine fired up here. That is outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Here comes the 2-1. McKay comes set, takes a long look over to first. And he delivers, and that is outside again. He's missing that same spot now 3 times in a row. Low and away. So 3 balls and 1 strike here now with 2 out in the top of the first. McKay comes set, having a long look in. And that misses outside again, ball 4. So that'll move Rail up to second. And that's going to bring Matt Stone to the plate. He's 0 for 2 on the season with a walk. So Stone steps in here, runners at first and second now with 2 out. And McKay comes set. That is inside for ball 1. That is 5 consecutive pitchers that have all been in that little same spot. Right-hand side batter's box. Seems to be just pulling it over just a little too hard. And that is a fly, not working. So that was a foul out of play, so it's 1-1 now. McKay comes set. Here comes the pitch. That is foul back out of play. That'll run the count to 1-2. And that is popped into right center field. And Hebert makes the play. So that will end it in the top of the first. Moncton does push across a couple to take an early 2-0 lead. But the Ironmen are in the dugout, and they're going to be coming to the plate here in the bottom of the first. So after a half inning, here from Ironman Field is the Fisher Cats 2. The Ironmen still to come. So here we go to the bottom of the first inning. The Ironmen going to come to the plate here to try to erase this early 2-0 deficit. Let's take a look at the defensive alignment for the Moncton Fisher Cats here tonight. Colin Betts is in left field. Sam London center field. Matt Stone in right field. Infield from third to first, we have Stéphane Martin, Justin Cormier, Nate Stone in over at first base, Serge Vautour. Behind the plate tonight is John Hamowitz, and on the mound, Darren Dienstadt, who will be making his second appearance of the season. He has thrown 2 scoreless innings thus far. Here's the lineup for your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen as Zach Goss comes to the plate. He'll be followed by Mike McKay, Jeff Watkin, Nick Leggett, Jake Cook, Tyler McKay, Terrell Hebert, Jake Dignam, and Charlie Mawson. So Goss is going to step in here. He's 1 for 8 so far on the season. And here we go in the bottom of the first inning. And that is hit hard right off the bat, deep into left center field. That's going to go all the way to the track, and it's going to bounce off the wall. We're going to maybe have a play at second base, but no. The throw is wild, and Goss is in there. A first pitch leadoff double for Zach Goss, and the Ironmen are in business here in the bottom of the first inning. Goss wasting a grand total of no time as he takes the first pitch off the wall about 5 feet up in left center field. And that's going to bring up the pitcher, Mike McKay, here with a chance to help his own cause. McKay off to a hot start this year. 4 for 11 so far with a run scored. Stolen base as well, and has been hit by a pitch a couple times, a stat he led the league in last year. And that is laced down the left field line. That is a fair ball. The Ironmen are going to get one back in a hurry. 2 pitches, 2 doubles, and it's a 2-1 ball game. As the Ironmen, for all intents and purposes, have jumped all over the Fisher Cats here. 2 pitches and 2 very hard-hit doubles. And just like that, it's 2-1. And that'll bring up the reigning, defending New Brunswick Senior Baseball League most valuable player, Jeff Watkin. Watkin is off to a 2-11 start to the season with a double and has a chance to keep the train moving here. And we've got a time. The guy's down low, a little delayed on the stop in the music here. So Dienstadt now has to be wondering, what do I got to do here? Can I get a pitch by any of these guys? And Watkins swinging at the first pitch. It was a curveball, and he took a mighty hack at that one, trying to make it a 3-2 ball game, it would seem. So the Ironmen definitely displaying some aggressiveness here in the bottom of the first inning. Mike McKay's out at second. There's nobody out here. Watkin at the dish with an 0-1 count. Dienstadt comes set, and that is in the dirt. And that's going to even the count at 1-1. Yeah, definitely the Ironmen. Whatever scouting report they had on the Fisher Cat starter, they've made the conscious approach here to come to the plate with an aggressive mentality. Something that we don't commonly see from the Ironmen. That is on the outside part of the plate. Watkin takes it, but it's called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Ironmen last year, very, very selective, drawing a lot of walks. McKay and Watkin near the top of the league in on-base percentage last year. We will see if their aggressive mentality continues here. 1-2 is the count. Nobody out. Runner at second is McKay. And that is way outside. Easy take there for Watkin on that curveball, and that's going to run it to an even count, 2-2. Nick Leggett standing on deck for the Ironmen, probably the hottest Ironman hitter to start the season, as he's off to a 5 for 10 start in the first 4 games of the season for him. So the Ironmen looking to keep the train rolling here in the top of the bottom of the first inning. And that is a high fly ball to right field, medium deep. McKay looks like he's going to tag, and he is going to go, and he will advance to third easily. Not a great throw back to the infield, but no further damage. So that is a F9 for Watkin. McKay does advance to third, tagging up. And that will bring the aforementioned Leggett to the dish. Again, we hope you're enjoying the stream. If you're watching on the Ironman Facebook page or on YouTube, thank you for tuning in to O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live, brought to you by our good friends at O'Donaghues Irish Pub. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Mike McKay is the runner at third, Nick Leggett at the dish, and here comes the pitch from Dienstad. And that is low and away for ball one. One ball, no strikes here to Leggett. Again, as we said, Leggett, 5 hits, 5 singles so far in the season, a couple of runs, even mixed in a couple of walks, a hit by pitch, and a stolen base. He's filling up the score sheet in a bunch of different ways. And that is a pop-up in between second and right field. The second baseman goes back, and that's in there for a base hit. Some miscommunication out there. The second baseman went out. That's a situation where the right fielder's got to come in on that ball and take charge. And I think that's what they're discussing as they head back to their positions. That's going to be a no-man's land RBI single for Leggett. And the Ironmen have tied the game here 2-2. Again, that ball just continued to drift. Stone continued to back up, and it just ended up over his head. And you got a little miscommunication between the two Stones. And now it's 2-2, and here's Jake Cook. And that is inside for ball one. Cook off to a 2-11 start to the season with a couple RBIs. Going to try to get it going here and keep this going. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. The Ironmen have clawed back to tie the game at 2. Nick Leggett is standing over at first base. And Cook here with a 1-0 count. And that is a mighty swing by Cook there. He had visions of the trees in right field in his head on that one. So that'll even the count at 1-1. Dienstad now gets the sign from Hamowitz. Got what he liked. Leggett out to a good-sized lead over at first. That is popped into the seats to the left. The Ironmen so far have stolen 3 bases. And I have to say, just from the first few pitches here with the runner at first, Dienstad is very deliberate to the plate. Leggett does have a steal. Mike McKay, who led the league in steals last year. So we will see if the Ironmen maybe try to take advantage of that deliberate leg kick to home plate. We'll see that as the game goes on. 1-2 count here to Cook. 1 out. Leggett with an extra step this time. That is high for a ball. And 2-2 is now the count. So 2-2 here to Jake Cook. Again, Leggett over at first. 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Here comes the pitch. That is high and away again. A little floater, look like. And that's going to run the count full, and we'll see if the Ironmen get some action going here. With full count and 1 out, and maybe try to stay out of a double play. Leggett with a extra step out to the cutout, not going. And that is inside ball 4. Close one. Called ball 4 by home plate umpire Miles Brito, and that'll get 2 runners on now as Cook walks. And that'll bring up Tyler McKay. McKay's off to a 1-for-9 start, has been hit by a pitch. The Ironmen already have been hit by pitch 8 times on the season, a stat that they led the league in last year. Ironman players not afraid to take one, get on base any way they can. So 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Runners at first and second. Then time is called by the catcher. Looked like maybe the catcher wasn't sure of, wanted to double check what sign combination they were on here with the runner at second base. Make sure he gets the right pitch. So McKay's back in. And Dienstad comes set. And that is a big hack there from McKay for strike 1. So the Ironmen trying to get something going, or continuing to get something going here in the bottom of the first inning as they've scored 2 to tie the ball game. And that is a ball. One ball, one strike here to McKay. And that is foul, tipped into the catcher's glove, and that'll run the count 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here, 1 out. Bottom of the first. Ironman with runners at first and second. Nick Leggett is the runner at second. On with an RBI single. Jake Cook walked. Here comes the 1-2. And that is laced into right center field, and that is a long run for Lund, and he's not going to get there. He's going to pick it up right by the wall. Leggett is going to score. Here comes Cook. Play at the plate. He is safe. A 2-run double for Tyler McKay, and the Ironmen take a 4-2 lead. And much like we saw with the ball that Leggett hit to that right side, the ball seems to be carrying out there quite well. It looked like Lund was going to have a beat on it, but that ball kept going, and went over his head. So that is a 2-run double for Tyler McKay, and the Ironmen have put up 4 and look to keep it going as here comes Tyrell Hebert. The runner at second here and 1 out, and that is outside for ball 1. Great hustle there from Jake Cook to score from first. No hesitation from third base coach Kevin Bowes to send him there, and he beat the tag to home. A nice relay from shortstop Justin Cormier. That ball is in the dirt. McKay took a look towards third, but he will stay, and that's 2-0 now to Hebert. Bear so far 1 for 9 with 2 runs scored. Has a stolen base and a walk on his ledger as well so far. As the Ironmen now set their 7th man to the plate. So 2 balls, 1 strike here is the count to Hebert. And that is hit to the right side, so that'll advance the runner. Stone does bobble it. It's going to be close at first, but he got him by half a step. Stone bobbled it, but able to pick it up and make the play, so that'll be a productive 4-3 for out number 2. As
now batting the third baseman, number 41,
as McKay moves up to third. My pause is because I wrote the lineup down incorrectly, and I have Malson and Dignam flipped. So doing a double take. So Charlie Malson at the plate here. The Ironman shortstop. So 2 out here. McKay's at third. Dienstad's going to go from the windup here, which will allow McKay to get way off of third, and he has thrown a few balls in the dirt. And that is up for ball 1. Charlie off to a 2 for 11 start to the season with an RBI and a walk to his credit so far. The Ironmen have scored 4 here in the bottom of the first. Answering the 2 put up by the Fisher Cats in the top half. Here comes the 1-0. That is inside for ball 2. The number 9 hitter, Jake Dignam, on deck here as the Ironmen try to bat through the order here in the bottom of the first. So 2-0 is the count to Malson. And that is a ground ball to second. The first baseman is going to pick it up. Pitcher covers, and they will make the play. So a 3-1 put out ends the first, but the Ironmen put up 4 runs in the bottom of the first inning. So after 1 complete here at Ironman Field, it is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 4 and the Moncton Fisher Cats 2. We'd like to thank our sponsors of the stream, O'Donaghues Irish Pub, Come on down and meet the new owners, Carol and Jamie McDonald, and try some pub favorites. Our famous crispy beer-battered haddock fish and chips is served with our signature house-made tartar sauce, lemon wedge, and slaw. Now open from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Tuesday to Saturday. O'Donaghues, welcome to your pub. Huge sponsors of both the Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen Senior Program and as well as the Chatham Junior Ironman Program. Thank you to O'Donaghues for sponsoring the stream. Good, glad to hear it. All right, so we're back here for the top of the second inning as the Ironmen capped off an eventful first, and they have a 4-2 lead here as McKay comes back out. It'll be Nate Stone here. And that's a base hit into center field. So Stone starts the inning off with a single. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Stefan Martin. Ironman going to look to limit the damage here. The number 9 here, Martin, comes to the plate now. Martin so far 3 for 9 on the season. A couple of runs scored. Nate Stone over at first after a base hit. And that is a drag bunt down the first base line, but it'll be foul. Now, I did note Martin was one of the few Fisher Cats players to actually lay down a few drag bunts in BP. And first pitch he got here in the game, that's exactly what he did. I will say from up here, grass does look a little longer than usual. Again, we've had 7-8 days in a row of rain. So grass is luscious and thick here at beautiful Ironman Park. Here comes the 0-1 now to Martin. That is a curveball, and ooh, baby, that was a good-looking pitch. I'm going to say he called it high to even the count at 1-1. That is low and outside. That'll run the count to 2 balls and 1 strike here. Again, as we said in the first inning, McKay's enemy this season has been the walks. Had 1 in the first. He's falling behind Martin here with Stone over at first. McKay comes set, and here's the easy check over to first. Not much chance of that being a successful pickoff. Just letting him know he was thinking about him. So 2 balls, 1 strike here to the number 9 here, Martin. And here it comes. And that is a hit back up the middle. McKay, that one was a tough play and good to get the front end. Again, a big hop up into the midsection of the second baseman, McKay. So they do get the fielder's choice at second. And the speedy Martin able to reach first. So that'll turn it back over to the top of the Fisher Cats order for Justin Cormier. 1 out here. Cormier flew out to center field his first time up on a nice running play by center fielder Zach Goss. So Martin exchanges places with Stone over at first. And there's the first pitch to Cormier, and that is a curveball high for ball one. Yeah, that was a pretty hard hit ball, and again, just hit off, looks like just the end of the grass. So McKay able to corral it in the midsection, make the flip to Mollison for one. A good exchange there. McKay with a long wait here, and time is called. An awful late call there. The home plate umpire. But time was granted. I think that maybe was what McKay was going for with the long pause. Maybe trying to see if something was up with the speedy Martin over at first. So 1-0 remains the count after the no pitch, and that's a throw over to first. Again, McKay known for that, just that little cheeky throw over. Definitely not the A move, just letting him know he's thinking about them. And he comes to the plate here, and that is outside, 2-0. So as we get back to the top of the order here, McKay has fallen behind 2-0 to Cormier. Here comes the pitch, and that is knobbed down to third. Dignam's going to go to second for one. McKay's going to stay in there. No real chance of turning it. And we're going to check. We had a little bit of a collision out there at second, but I think everybody's okay. And Martin just kind of slid in. Great ball play there. So again, back-to-back fielder's choices this time, 5-3. Or 5-4, sorry. So Cormier will exchange places with Martin. Again, not much chance with the speedy Cormier that they were going to be able to go around the horn 5-4-3, but McKay hung in there, did everything he could. So now it's Lund with 2 out. And there's a throw over to first. Lund's first time up, he singled and scored on a wild pitch later on in the first inning. So top of the second here. Ironman out to a 4-2 lead. And there's 2 out. It's McKay looking to put up a 0. And that is right on the outside part of the plate, called strike. Great frame job there by Watkin, exactly where he was looking for it. Might have been able to get another little few inches there on the outside as McKay hits the spot for strike one. McKay comes set again. Big lead as Cormier is out to the edge of the cutoff. McKay with a long pause comes to the plate, and that is, that actually looked better than the first one. Have to say, I thought the second pitch was better than the first pitch, but one was a ball and one was a strike. So we're 1-1 here, as all things are probably even in the end. A few grumbles from the Ironman dugout. McKay goes over to first base again. As we start to reach the twilight hour here at Ironman Field. The lights are on. So 1-1 here with 2 out in the top of the second to the number 2 hitter, Sam Lund. Cormier's going, and that ball is in the dirt, and Watkin can't come up with it clean. Looked like he was going to give it a shot, but I think just a little bit of dirt from picking that one up. He couldn't really get it. So that is a stolen base for Cormier. His first stolen base of the season, and he's now in scoring position with 2 out. And Lund has himself ahead, 2 balls and 1 strike here with Hamowitz on deck. That is outside, ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike now is the count. McKay comes set again. Maybe a play at second. Oh, and a spin around. There is no live summary, Rick, but I can tell you the Fisher Cats scored 2 in the top of the first after a wild pitch and an RBI single. The Ironmen answered with 4 in the bottom of the first on 2 RBI singles and a 2-run double from Tyler McKay. So 4-2 is where we're at in the top of the second, as that is a walk to Sam Lund, which will put runners on first and second. Now here with 2 out. And that'll bring Hamowitz to the plate, who doubled and scored his first time. Again, Hamowitz now 6 for 12 on the season. So a dangerous part of the Fisher Cats order. And coming up in the situation they would like with 2 on and 2 out. McKay comes set. Cormier, nobody holding him on. And Cormier will pick up his second stolen base of the inning. No problem at all. That's why we're here. It's a great thing about live streaming and having the chat open, as we can answer all of your questions and your hopes and dreams here on O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball, and that is in the dirt for ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike now. Runners now at the corners after Cormier steals third. And stealing third is, I'll have to say that lightly. The Ironmen weren't really holding him close at second base. So here comes the 1-1 now as McKay comes set. And that is outside. McKay tried to put a little extra on that one. Got away from him. It doesn't get any easier here with Hamowitz at the plate and Serge Votor on deck. The heart of the Fisher Cats order. There's a little throw over to first just to keep Lund honest over there. So 2 balls and 1 strike is the count here. Hamowitz looks down to third, maybe going to get some action on the base pass here, although Lund does not seem to have a very aggressive lead over there. That is in the dirt, blocked by Watkin. And that'll run the count to 3-1. Fear not, that is just my chair. As I stretch my back here. In the top of the second inning. 4-2 is the score. 3-1 is the count. And Hamowitz with a big hack there at a pitch that looked to be low and in. So that'll run the count now full. So Lund will be off on the pitch here as Leggett moves back into a non-holding on position. So a full count, 2 out here in the top of the second. Runners at the corners. Hamowitz at the dish. McKay comes set. Here comes the pitch. And that is line to short, and Mawson will pick it up. And that's going to be the inning. So the Fisher Cats do get a couple on. A single and a walk, but no damage. Some nice defensive holds there from the Ironmen. So after 1.5 here from beautiful Ironman Field, it is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 4. The Moncton Fisher Cats 2. We'll be back in a minute here on O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. All right, bottom of the second inning here, and Jake Dignam's going to step in here, the Ironman 9-hitter to lead it off. And that is inside for ball one. You may notice we're going to reshuffle the score bug. As we test things out here in our first stream of the year, we're going to move some things around, see what works out best to make sure you have the best viewing experience possible. And that is ball two. So 2-0 here to Dignam to start off the bottom of the second. Thank you for the feedback from the users who were diligently watching our stream. We want to thank our new broadcast providers, Elitecast Media, who are here tonight, helping us put together a fantastic show. And Jake Dignam is up 3-0 here. And that is on the inside part of the plate for strike one. So 3 balls and 1 strike here to Dignam. The leadoff hitter, Zach Goss, waiting on deck. That's a abbreviated cut. I don't think Dignam was sure that he wanted that one. So that's going to run the count full. Steps out, gives his head a shake, and he's ready to rock here again. And that is looped up to the shortstop, and Cormier will make the play. Dignam is retired with a little popper to short for out number 1. So that'll turn it back over to the top of the order, and it's Zach Goss. Goss with a first pitch double to lead off the bottom of the first inning and eventually scored on a double by Mike McKay 1 pitch later. He steps in here. Ironman with a 4-2 lead, bottom of the second, 1 out. And there's a swing and a miss by Goss. He pulled off of that one. I think he was expecting a fastball. Looked like Dienstadt, who's trying to bounce back here in the second inning. Took a little off that one. Looked like it might have been a changeup. Here comes the 0-1. And that is inside. Goss tries to bunt it. Fouls it off. Trying to make something happen here. Get the fielders moving. Goss no stranger to the old drag bunt. Not sure if that pitch in under the hands was a good one to give it a try, but nonetheless, 0-2 is the count here. Dienstadt comes set here. And that ball's in the dirt. That'll run at 1 ball, 2 strikes. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Goss, with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. And he's set. Here comes the 1-2. And that is a 2-bouncer to second. Big hop there for Stone. And I'll tell you what, that was very close at first. Little nonchalant there by the Fisher Cats second baseman. He's able to just get him at first base. Kind of waited back for the big hop. Goss tried to take advantage of that. And a bang-bang play called out at first base by first base umpire Brian Cummings. And there's 2 out. The Ironmen have reinforcements on the way as they announced this past week the signing of import Dylan Lester. Lester is a 25-year-old right-handed pitcher and infielder from Texas who spent part of his college career at the University of Houston and the University of Pittsburgh. He will be joining the team likely next week. So we were going to see Dylan Lester and see what he can do for the Big Red Machine this summer and welcome him to the organization. So Mike McKay is going to jump in here with 2 out in the bottom of the second and try to keep this inning going. First pitch was a ball. And that is a banger to third. Picks it up on the short hop across the diamond. That's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for the Fisher Cats. a pop out, and a couple of ground outs, and just like that, a scoreless second. After 2 here from Ironman Field, it is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 4, the Moncton Fisher Cats 2. Tonight's game is sponsored by O'Donaghues. Summer has arrived and patio season is here. Enjoy a hot meal and a cold drink on our Water Street patio overlooking the beautiful Miramichi River. A great place to meet your friends and family. Now open from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Tuesday to Saturday. O'Donaghues, welcome to your pub. So here we go to the top of the third inning. After a adventurous first, we had a rather unadventurous second. Let's see what the third brings here as the Ironmen hold on to a 4-2 lead. And the Fisher Cats are going to start with Serge Vautour at the dish here. Vautour popped out to the second baseman. Or not the second baseman, the catcher's first time up. So McKay has scattered 4 hits, a couple of runs and a couple walks here over the first 2 innings. As Vautour, Rail, and Betts are the scheduled hitters here in the top of the third inning. So top of the third inning, first pitch is outside for ball 1. So Vautour ahead in the count here. Here comes the 1-0, and that is no, did not go. And they'll check down to third base. Third base umpire Jason Dunnett says he didn't go, and he certainly did not. So 2-0 here to Vautour. The Fisher Cats veteran first baseman. That is in there for a strike. We'll see if Vautour maybe tries to unload on one here. No stranger to some majestic home run shots and over his career. And that is on the outside part of the plate for strike 2. So that'll even the count now at 2-2. As Vautour gets back in here. And that is fouled away as Vautour slashes that one in a little protection swing. Keeps the count 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here to the Fisher Cats leadoff hitter in the top of the third inning. Ironman hanging on to a 4-2 lead. Watkin going to squeeze outside a little bit here. And that is bounded down the first baseline. Foul. A good crowd here at Ironman Field for the first home game of the season. Again, we had the powerless game and the rainout game thus far. Finally able to get it in. for the home opener. Here's and that pitch is bounced. That one maybe 56 feet. And runs the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, we're getting the home opener in. It might be 12 days later than we anticipated, but we're here. And wherever you're watching, whether you're watching here on the mighty Miramichi or wherever you are tonight, we hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Full count here to the Fisher Cats leadoff hitter, Serge Votor. And that is grounded down the first base. Leg it up with it, and he's going to take it to first himself as Votor gives up 2/3 of the way down the line. And that is a 3 unassisted for the first out of the inning. So that'll bring up Bill Rail, the designated hitter tonight for the Fisher Cats. An RBI single his first time up in the first inning. Drive in the second Moncton run after Sam Lund scored on a wild pitch. So 1 out here in the top of the third. And there's the first pitch, and that is a swing and a miss at a curveball there. One of the nicer curveballs McKay has thrown tonight so far. As he gets ahead of the count 0-1, comes set here. The 0-1 to Rail. That is outside for a ball. One ball, one strike. Thank you. That's a curveball, and beauty pitch there. Not sure where that missed, but it's called a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike, maybe a little outside. And that is up in the zone, and that's going to be 3-1 now as Rail's ahead in the count. Okay, falls behind, has walked 2 to this point. Betts in the first, Lund in the second. And he's walked Rail here in the third. A 5-pitch walk, and the Fisher Cats have a runner here with 1 out. That'll bring up Colin Betts. And the Ironmen are going to call time here. And I'm going to bring the infield in here to discuss what they're going to do with a lefty at the dish. Maybe discussing coverage situations here with Betts at the plate. Betts walked, was stranded at first his first time. So the Ironmen just discussing their defensive alignment here with a runner at first. 1 out here in the top of the third. Again, a lot of moving parts here. You have some speed over at first with Rail. No stolen bases yet on the season. And that is fouled back for strike 1. So McKay quickly trying to get ahead in the count there. Does so, gets a foul back from Betts. So he comes set now here for the 0-1. And that is just outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. One count here. The runner at first is Phil Rail. 1 out in the top of the third inning. The Ironmen with a 4-2 lead. McKay comes set. That is outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. I have to see how the Ironmen manage their arms here. They do have 3 games coming up this weekend. Doubleheader in St. John on Saturday. Afternoon tilt in Moncton on Sunday. That is hit high to left field. Cook is running. That's going to land foul down in the Fisher Cats bullpen for strike 2. So, yes, Ironman upcoming schedule. They will be in St. John for a doubleheader at Memorial Field starting at 1 p.m. on Saturday, and they will be in Moncton for a 2 p.m. Sunday tilt. And then they have a week off before Charlottetown makes their first trip to the Miramichi for a Saturday, June 24th doubleheader starting at 2 p.m. So if you want to come out and catch a double dip Saturday, June 24th here at Ironman Field. McKay comes set here, 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Betts goes down swinging for out number 2. That is the first strikeout of the game for either team. And that'll bring up Matt Stone. Grounded out his first time. So 2 out here. Runner remains at first base in the top of the third. Here comes the first pitch, and that is a broken bat looper, and Moncton will dive. Takes the gamble to dive and makes the play, and I think that was probably wise. A broken bat, probably a lot of backspin. I was going to short hop him. So Moncton gambles, dives to make the play to avoid having to pick up the spin, and that's going to end the inning. Put a star next to that one in your books, ladies and gentlemen. So the Fisher Cats get a runner on with a walk, but they get no damage. After 2.5 here in Ironman Field, it is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 4, the Moncton Fisher Cats 2.
For Moncton, top half of the third. No runs, no hits, no error, one man left on base.
We hope you're enjoying our broadcast tonight, folks. If you're following along on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Chatham Ironmen. We're also streaming to YouTube this year. Go on over and give us a sub over on youtube.com/Chatham Ironmen. We have some original content we're planning for the YouTube channel this season as well. Great viewing experience over at the Ironman YouTube page, youtube.com/Chatham Ironmen. And speaking of the Ironmen, they come to the plate here in the bottom of the fourth, and it's Jeff Watkin who's going to lead it off here. Flew out to right field his first time up. Oh, no, it's bottom of the third. Did I say 4? Oh, well, there you go. Bottom of the third here at Ironman Field. 1-0 count to the catcher, Watkin. All these rainouts, folks, we're a little rusty. We got a new broadcast crew in here. Very happy to be working with the guys from Elitecast Media who have put our wonderful setup here. You may notice some visual improvements. We got a new score bug, a new audio system this year. We're all just, this is our first live action, so we're making sure everything's working all good. We hope you're enjoying the broadcast. That is a foul ball by Watkins, so it's going to run the count to 2-1. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We'll be streaming here all year. And, of course, if you're on Facebook already, we appreciate you. Again, if you're watching in the local Miramichi area or wherever you are across the country, we appreciate you being in the stream tonight. 2 balls and 1 strike here to the Ironman catcher, Watkin, leading off the bottom of the third inning here. Ironman up 4-2. That is a hard hit ball to short. Cormier up with it on a big hop. Throws across the diamond, and that's going to be a 6-3 putout to start the inning. Routine play out there for Justin Cormier. That's going to bring Nick Leggett to the dish. Had a no-man's land RBI single his first time up. He popped a ball up over the second baseman's head that fell between the Stone brothers out in right field. I'm just making the assumption that they're brothers. Sounds cool when you say it. But if second baseman backed up, right fielder came in, the ball fell in, and was an RBI single. And that ball's in the dirt. Viewing from California. I hope you're having a great time. That might be our furthest away viewer that we've had that has made it known. It's a little supper time California stream, so I hope you're enjoying the stream. Thanks for checking in. Yep. We're going to hear the 1-0 here from Leggett. That fouled off. And the Elitecast media guys, thanking everybody out there as well. Again, we hope you're enjoying the streams as we bring you the best New Brunswick Senior Baseball League stream in the province. Bringing Ironman baseball to your computers, your TVs, your cell phones, your tablets, wherever you might be. 1-1's the count here to Nick Leggett with one out in the bottom of the third. Swing and a miss there. He's going to run the count to 1-2. That's their twin brothers. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it. The more you know. We're still getting to learn some of the new players around the league this season. Again, with all the rainouts we haven't had much chance to watch any ball, whether it be, again, this is the first senior game here at Ironman, and the league has been just riddled with cancellations, so still getting to learn some of the new faces around the league this year as the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League ramps up. Again, we'll see the Fisher Cats several times here over the course of the summer. 2 balls, 2 strikes here with one out in the bottom of the third to the first baseman Leggett. And that is popped up pretty much the same place as it was last time. And this time the right fielder, Stone, takes charge. We can hear him calling for it all the way up here in the third floor of the press box. And that is an F9 and out number 2. And again, as when Leggett came to the plate, the second baseman, Nate, turned around. It's kind of reminded Matt that he hit it here last time, and he just turned around and gave him a little bit of a 100-foot away high five there as Matt took charge and make the play. So 2 out now, and here comes Jake Cook. That is in the dirt for ball 1. Cook walked and scored his first time. He walked and then scored all the way from first on a double by Tyler McKay. And that's the difference in the ball game so far, as the Ironmen lead 4-2. Swing and a miss there from Cook. Gives his head a little shake. Few twins. Now the Nason brothers, that's right. That's right, yes, the Nason brothers in St. John, who we will see here in a few weeks. And again, you'll be able to see them in St. John this Saturday as the Ironmen travel down there for a doubleheader starting at 1 p.m. Safe to assume that the St. John Alpines Facebook page will have the live stream up for those games. 2-1 here is the count to Cook. Nora, he's talking about the Stone twins, the second baseman and right fielder for the Fisher Cats. Seeing them for the first time here at Ironman. That's inside, 3 balls and 1 strike now. So Cook, once again, has himself in a good hitting situation. Great setup, watching the Jays on mute and this game on the iPad. Well, you have the sound on for the right one. I might be a little biased, but appreciate you tuning in. Hope the Jays are doing well. I don't have any alerts yet, so I'm going to assume it's a low-scoring ball game. Mike McCormick, hope you're having a great night in Toronto as Jake Cook picks up his second walk of the night. And that's going to draw a visit here. The Fisher Cats going to want to talk about this one. As Tyler McKay. When will the Ironmen be home again? The next Ironmen home games are Saturday, June 24th, PEI in town for a doubleheader. First game starting at 2 p.m. So the Fisher Cats have a little discussion here. 2 out in the bottom of the third. Cooks over at first. Tyler McKay with a 2-run double his first time. Steps in here. Dienstad comes set. That is inside for ball 1. Again, McKay hit a ball out to right center field that just kept going. And Sam Lund couldn't track it down out there, and they scored 2 runs. That's now 2-0. Is Dienstad having a hard time finding the strike zone? He had retired. He had retired 7 Ironmen in a row until the Cook walk. Hadn't allowed a base runner since the Tyler McKay double. And that is upstairs 3-1. So yeah, since the McKay double, ground out, pop out, ground out, pop out. The Cook walk. So Dienstad now 3-0 here. So all of a sudden he has heard, and there Cook's going, and that's inside for a strike. I don't know about that one. That was clearly a ball. 3 balls and 1 strike is the count nonetheless. 2-1 Orioles, bottom of the second. Love to see it. So McKay tries to shake that one off. And that is in there now for strike 2. So 1 inside and 1 down. So now McKay has to reset. Chris, hope you're doing well, buddy. Thank you for the nice comments in the Facebook chat. Hope you're doing well, pal. And that is upstairs, and McKay will get his walk finally as he gets one that is just not close enough. So back-to-back walks. And that'll bring Hebert to the plate. And that's going to be it. Dienstad's going to get pulled here in the bottom of the third. As the Fisher Cats are going to go to the bullpen with 2 out in the bottom of the third inning. So Dienstad is going to leave here, responsible for runners at first and second. So we try to see who's coming in. We'll figure it out here in a second. So we get to look at, looks like Darrell Christie coming in out of the bullpen here, number 34. So the Ironmen up 4-2 in the game. They are again 0-4 on the season so far. They have been showing signs of breaking out. A 2-1 loss in Fredericton and a hard luck loss where Mike McKay pitched his heart out and just didn't work out for them. They're up 4-2 here. In the bottom of the third, runners at first and second. Christie's going to get his warm-ups here. So to this point, Dienstad leaves, giving up 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, no strikeouts, and is still responsible for the runners at first and second. As Christie will inherit a bit of a jam here. So the Ironmen look to try to increase their lead early in this ball game. We hope you're having a great evening out there with O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. We want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, O'Donaghues Irish Pub. Open 11 to 11, Tuesday to Saturday. Big supporter of baseball here on the Miramichi. the Senior Ironmen, the Junior Ironmen. Go on down and check them out. Their patio is now open with a beautiful look over the Miramichi River. O'Donaghues Irish Pub. Open 11/11, Tuesday to Saturday. Welcome to your pub. We're set to go here as we reset the situation here in the bottom of the third inning. Ironmen have runners at first and second. Jake Cook is out at second base after a walk and a stolen base.
Number 34, Kevin Oldie.
We do have a uniform number change. I don't have the lineup up here, so it's Kevin Obi on the hill here. And he's going to set up to Hebert as we get the official call from downstairs. 34 might be a community number for the Fisher Cats. First pitch to Hebert is a ball. McKay at first, Cook at second. Both have reached via the walk. Cook stole second before McKay walked on a full count pitch. And that is hit high in the air down the first base side. It is Vautour going back. Vautour makes the play, backpedaling, so that will end the inning. So Obe comes in and does the job. So the Ironmen get 2 on. They chase Dienstad out of the game, but they don't get any runs. We've got 3 innings in the books here from beautiful Ironman Field in Miramichi, New Brunswick. It is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 4, the Moncton Fisher Cats 2. Tonight's stream is sponsored by O'Donaghues Irish Pub. Our summer menu is out now. Try the new Classic Reuben, a pub favorite grilled to perfection. Corned beef shaved thin on marble rye with melted Swiss cheese, sauerkraut, and a smidge of dressing. Served with fries or salad and a dill pickle. Now open 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., Tuesday to Saturday. O'Donaghues, welcome to your pub. So we turn it over to the top of the 4th inning here at Ironman Field. Hope you're having a good night, Dan. Thanks for tuning in on the Ironman Facebook page. The Ironman hanging on to a 4-2 lead here as it's going to be 8-9-1 for the Fisher Cats here. Nate Stone, Stefan Martin, Justin Cormier. McKay get into a little bit of a groove there in the second, worked around a walk. Great play by Charlie Mollison out of shortstop to end the inning and avoid some danger. So here we go here to kick off the top of the 4th. And that is fouled off at the plate. Looks like that caught a bit of a piece of the catcher Watkins, so home plate umpire Miles Brito will give him a little bit of courtesy, go out for a walk, check the ball. Classy gesture. And he gives him a little bit of lip on the way back for wearing that one. We can hear a little bit of a giggle from up here. The things you catch at a local ballpark, the budding relationship between a home plate umpire and the catcher. That is foul ball, and that one's off the back heel of the hitter. So Watkins going to do the gentlemanly thing now and go for a walk. Brito once again going to give the hitter some time now. Auspicious start to the top of the 4th. Here's the catcher has worn one. The hitter wears one. Third base coach Glenn Marks is going to come down here and give him a little how you doing? You okay? All righty. Well, let's hope we can get a pitch in here without somebody getting hurt. 0-2 is the count to Stone here to lead off the top of the 4th. That is up and away, a waste pitch. No chasing. 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count. That is fouled back on the first base side. Look out! Little heads up. First heads up of the year down the first baseline. I don't hear any screaming, so I think we're okay. Right in the direction of the Elitecast media have to. Luckily, there's a big netting all the way across there, so you might be okay. Yeah. We'll see. That's why I park way out there. Here comes the 1-2. Whoa, that's just a bit outside. And high to the screen. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to the number 8 hitter, Stone. Singled his first time up and then was forced out at second on a fielder's choice. McKay now comes set. Always throwing from the stretch. And that is just outside, and that'll run it full. So Stone has gone from 0-2 to 3-2 here. So he tries to work his way on here to lead off the 4th. And that is laced into center field. Goss with a couple of steps back, and that's going to be a fly out to center field for the first out of the 4th inning. Stone is retired, and that's going to bring up Martin. Martin reached on a fielder's choice. Hit a grounder to second. They ran a 4-6 to force Stone out at second. Martin reached, and then he was forced out on a fielder's choice by the leadoff hitter, Justin Cormier. So he steps in here now with 1 out in the top of the 4th. That's in there for a strike. As McKay gets ahead here. Seems to be settling in now here. 4th inning of work. That is low and away and evens the count at 1-1. Ironman hanging on to a 4-2 lead here so far. Both teams have 4 hits. Neither side has committed an error. Here comes the 1-1 to Martin. That is slashed to the left side and out of play. So that'll run it to 1 ball, 2 strikes. So 1-2 now as McKay comes set. Here comes the pitch. That is in the dirt. McKay has spiked that changeup several times, and he just needs to get an extra maybe foot of carry on it. At this point, it's bouncing out in front of home plate. Not really something that the Fisher Cats are not able to pick up. And that is a slash into left field, and that's going to go through the shortstop, third baseman for a base hit for Martin. The 5th Fisher Cats hit of the evening. Martin's at first base with 1 out. It's going to turn it back over to the top of the order for Justin Cormier. Cormier is 0 for 2 in the game. He's flown out to center field and hit into a fielder's choice, but he has stolen 2 bases. Stole 2 bags his last time up after reaching on a fielder's choice. Martin over at first base here now with 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. And that is in there for a strike. Curveball there from McKay, first pitch. We'll see if Martin is going to get something going here. Not a very aggressive lead over there. Maybe only 3 steps. And McKay's going to throw over anyway just to let him know he's thinking about him. So McKay so far has allowed 2 runs on 5 hits, has walked 3 and struck out 1 as he now starts his 3rd time through the Fisher Cats order. And there is a high fly ball to right field. Hebert's going back, and it's gone. Justin Cormier has tied this ball game with a 2-run home run. And just like that, we're back to square 0 as it is 4-4. McKay looked like he was going back to that off-speed pitch again. Got it up in the zone. And Cormier able to get enough of it to just put it over the wall. Hebert gave chase, hoping it was going to bounce off the top of the wall out there, but just clears. So it's a 4-4 ball game now. And that'll bring up Sam Lund, who is 1 for 1 in the game, has singled and walked, scored a run in the first inning as he reached on a single and then eventually scored on a wild pitch, walked in the second. So we reset here now, 1 out in the top of the fourth. 4-4 is the score. And that is in there for a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. Now I said, oh, here comes a pitch. That is in the dirt. I had said earlier we are missing Fisher Cats stats for their game in Fredericton, but would appear that is their first home run of the 2023 campaign. It goes to Justin Cormier. So there's your trivia question for the year, Fisher Cats fans. And that is outside. Hit a good spot there. Watkin and McKay wanted that call. They didn't get it. It's 3-1. Hamowitz on deck here. And that is in there for strike 2. You got Hamowitz and Votor coming up behind here. Hamowitz has hit the ball hard twice. Votor always dangerous. So got to come at him here to Lund, 3-2. And that is lined into center field, and that's going to be a base hit. So another hard hit ball from the Fisher Cats. And that is a base hit. So now with 1 out here in the top of the fourth, after scoring 2 runs on the Cormier home run, the Fisher Cats fire it back up. So here's Hamowitz now, steps in. 1 for 2 in the ball game so far. He doubled and scored back in the first, lined out to short his last time up on a broken bat diving play by Charlie Mollison. Lund is over at first here with 1 out. And that is a big cut from Hamowitz. Fouled off for strike 1. No home runs versus Fredericton on Sunday. Thank you, Nora. Appreciate it. So there's your trivia question answer. Justin Cormier, first home run of the season for the Fisher Cats. That is in the dirt outside for ball 1. So evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. McKay has battled hard. He grinded through the first inning, settled down a little bit in the second and third. Has now gotten away from him a little bit here. The Cormier home run, the Lund single. And McKay is going to throw over to first. Perfect situation to get a ground ball here. Turn 2 and get the bats back. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count. Hamowitz grounds that to short. Almost on cue. 6-4. No, he throws it into right field. That's into right field. Mollison throws it away. Lund will advance to third. So that is going to be E6. And an inning-ending double play turns into be runners on the corners with 1 out. Mollison fielded that ball and just threw it. Unfortunately, McKay unable to reach it to his right. Ball goes into right field. And that's going to bring Votor to the plate now. Runners at the corners with 1 out. If you're the Ironman, you got to shake that off. Get right back in there. That ball's in the dirt. Watkin with the block. But Hamowitz will take second on the wild pitch. Watkin able to block it. The ball scooted down the third baseline, keeping Lund at third, but Hamowitz able to move up to second. So second and third now here with 1 out. Top of the fourth. The Fisher Cats have already tied this game on a 2-run Justin Cormier home run. Looking to add more. That is outside, 2-0. The Ironman defense playing back here with 1 out, conceding the run at home. The shallowest infielder would be Dignam at third, and he's a good 4 feet back off the baseline. You can see him on the left side of your shot there. And that is up and away, ball 3. And I think they're not interested in pitching to Serge Votor here. with first base open and 1 out. Safe to assume that they've decided to pitch around him here. With Phil Rail on deck, who is 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored. And that is ball 4. So Vautour takes the 4-pitch walk, and they're loaded. And that's going to draw a visit from Ironman coach Terry Leggett. So the Ironmen are going to reset and discuss the situation here. The Fisher Cats have the bases loaded here in the top of the 4th. Let's recap this inning so far. Nate Stone flew out to center field. Then a Stefan Martin single turned the order back over. Justin Cormier hit a 0-1 curveball over the right field wall for a 2-run home run to tie this game at 4. Then we had a Sam Lund single. John Hamowitz hit what could have been an inning-ending double play ball to short, but instead ended up in an error to put runners at the corner and then advanced to second on a wild pitch. Serge Vautour walked. So here we are. The bases are loaded with 1 out here in the bottom of the top of the 4th. And Phil Rail is at the dish. RBI single in the 1st. Walked in the 3rd. So 1 for 1 in the ball game. Ironman playing in on the corners, even with the grass, playing back for a double play up the middle. And that is a ball. So after the visit from Coach Terry Leggett, no activity in the Ironman bullpen at this time. So this is Mike McKay's situation to battle out of here, as he falls behind Rail 1-0. That is spiked in the dirt. 2-0. McKay is going to have to find the strike zone here. You have nowhere to put Phil Rail in this situation. So he comes set here 2-0. And that is outside ball 3. So 3-0 here to Phil Rail with the bases loaded. McKay comes set. And that is ball 4. So that'll score a run. A bases loaded 4-pitch walk. And the Fisher Cats take the lead. And that's going to be it for Mike McKay, as Kevin Bowes pops out of the third base dugout. So obviously nobody warming up in the Ironman bullpen, because whoever's coming into this game is already out here. And it looks like it's going to be Zach Goss coming in from center field. So Mike McKay is going to leave this ball game trailing now 5-4 and responsible for 3 Fisher Cats runners. And it does look like Zach Goss is going to be called in here to try to get the Ironman out of this inning. So McKay leaves after allowing 7 hits. So far, he has allowed 5 runs. Again, he is responsible for 3 Fisher Cats base runners. Has walked 5. And had a strikeout as well. So again, Zach Goss is going to come in here. Goss will be making his 3rd appearance of the season. Has thrown 3 2/3 innings in his previous appearances. 2 strikeouts and 2 walks, and has allowed 3 earned runs. And he is going to be called into a pressure situation here, as the Fisher Cats have the bases loaded with 1 out. It looks like we're going to get a straight swap, as Goss will move from center field to the pitcher, and Mike McKay will replace Goss in center field.
The camera's frozen. Still have audio if you want to tell
We apologize. We're working through the technical stuff. Thanks for letting us know, guys. Again, first game of the year. We got a new setup. We're working through some of the issues, so we thank you for joining us. Thank you for your patience. As all things technology and internet related, it can have problems. So you're just going to have to trust me when I tell you what's happening out here. So we're reset. Goss is ready to go. 1 out here in the top of the 5th. The Fisher Cats have scored 3 in the inning to take a 5-4 lead. And Colin Betts is going to come up here with the bases loaded and 1 out. The Ironmen again playing infield, in at the corners, double play in the middle. Goss comes set here. Here comes the first pitch. And big swing and a miss from Betts for strike 1. So again, 1 out. Bases are loaded. Goss has the sign. He comes set. Here comes the 0-1 to Betts. And that is foul ball. As a foul ball at the plate. All right. Yeah, we should be back there with the camera, so we thank you guys for bearing with us. Again, anything technology is always the possibility that we could experience a little hiccup. We work through them, and we're glad you're enjoying the stream and happy that you're with us. That pitch is upstairs, so it is 1 ball, 2 strikes here now to Betts. Goss comes set. Here comes the pitch. That is fouled back, and the count will remain 1-2. Yeah. And there's called strike 3 on the inside corner. And that is a huge out, number 2, as Goss comes in and strikes out the first man he faces. Off topic, but Matty Tkachuk isn't playing Game 5. Quentin, I heard he's sitting home watching O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball live. He couldn't miss it. He's sitting home watching the Ironman game. And boy, what a game it is. So now 2 out here as Matt Stone comes to the plate. That is a strike. So ahead 0-1 here. Goss trying to get out of this inning. There's swing and a miss, strike 2. So Goss trying to strand the bases loaded here. Up now on Stone, 0-2. Again, the Fisher Cats have scored 3. Goss trying to keep it right there and keep this a 5-4 ball game. He's got the sign from Watkin, and he comes set. Here comes the 0-2. Foul back. The camera, that's the first beating the camera has taken. Tonight, it seems to be fine. Here comes the 0-2. Oh, and just outside, Stone wanted that one, but he was able to check. So 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count here to Stone. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Zach Goss comes in and puts out the fire. Comes into the game with the bases loaded, and he records back-to-back strikeouts. The Fisher Cats do some damage, but they strand the bases loaded, but they score 3 in the inning after a 2-run home run by Justin Cormier and a bases loaded walk. We're halfway home here at Ironman Field in beautiful Miramichi, New Brunswick. It is the Moncton Fisher Cats 5 and your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 4. So we're going to the bottom of the fourth here. Obey in for his first full inning of work. He came in back in the third to bail out Fisher Cats starter Darren Dienstadt. Charlie Mawson, 0 for 1 with a ground out to first base, is going to lead it off here. And that is a ball. Outside. So Mawson, Dignam, top of the order here in the fourth. Again, the Ironmen trailing 5-4 now after Moncton put up 3 in the top of the fourth inning. And that's in there for a strike. Nice curve ball from Obey. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. That is outside for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Heck of a ball game here for the Ironman home opener. Moncton 5, Chatham 4. Bottom of the fourth inning. Moncton 5 runs on 7 hits. Chatham 4 runs on 4 hits, and they have committed 1 error. That is fouled back by Mawson, leaving the count at 2-2. Nationals this year are, I believe they're in Alberta. I'd have to look it up. Red Deer. That is Alberta. Right province. There you go. So hot tip from the back room here. Red Deer, Alberta is the host of the Nationals this year. That is fouled back by Mawson. See, this is the great thing about live TV, folks, is we always have someone who's always within earshot who can answer the questions that we have. That's just how things roll. 2-2's the count here to Ironman number 8 hitter Charlie Mawson. And that is a ball just outside. That'll run the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Moncton catcher Hamowitz thought that was strike 3. Looked pretty close. But called the ball by home plate umpire Miles Brito. So now full count here to Mawson to kick off the bottom of the fourth. And that is up and in for ball 4, so leadoff walk. So Mawson is on via the free pass. First base runner against Obey, and that's going to bring up the number 9 hitter, Jake Dignam. So the Digger Cam is 0 for 1 in the game. He popped out to shortstop his first time. Mawson over at first with nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth. And that is inside for ball 1. And a little bit of commentary from both the Moncton first baseman and the Moncton dugout, unhappy with the strike zone here in the bottom of the fourth. Third baseman in on the grass, expecting a sac bunt here from Dignam. He doesn't square, and that's in there for a strike. That one looked like it might have been up in the zone compared to some other strikes earlier in the game, but a little hard to tell up and down from this angle. All I can say is that there was no chirping at that one. So 1-1 is the count. That is outside. 2 balls and 1 strikes here to Dignam. The Ironman third baseman. Fan favorite here at Ironman Field. Jake Dignam, wearing number 7 this year. And the 2-1, and that is a curveball in there for strike 2. So that evens the count at 2-2. 2-2 is the count here. Charlie Mawson over at first base after a leadoff walk. Obey comes set. Here comes the pitch. And that is strike 3 called. And that is strike 3 called. And I think Dignam is saying that's where the first pitch was that was called a ball. And that time it's called a strike. So a K backwards for the first out of the inning. As now we've heard some unpleasantness with Miles Brito's strike zone from both sides, which I guess I could say was not an uncommon occurrence here at Ironman Field. So that'll bring up Goss with one out here. Mawson's still over at first. Mawson's going. That's a hit and run. That's going to be through, and Mawson's going to be all the way to third easily. A hit and run from the Ironman there. Goss with a single through the right side. Mawson again advances to third with ease, and now the Ironmen have runners in the corners with one out. And that'll bring up Mike McKay. McKay is 1 for 2 in the ball game. He has an RBI double and has grounded out to the third baseman. And they're going to have a little meeting of the minds here, as again with first and third situation, the Fisher Cats going to try to set up their defense. So again, we've had some interesting innings here. Very few clean sheets. Ironmen have runners at the corners here with one out. Charlie Mawson reached on a walk. Jake Dingham struck out looking, and then Zach Goss on the first pitch ripped one into right field. So here we are, one out. Runners at first and third, and Mike McKay at the dish. And that is a high fly ball into right field. Stone is going back. That will be definitely deep enough to score the run, and the Ironmen have tied the ball game. A sacrifice fly from Mike McKay, and it's a brand new game again. We're tied at 5. So McKay with a sac fly to right field. More than deep enough to pick up the run. And that again ties the game at 5. So Goss remains over at first base here. 2 out in the inning now, and here's Jeff Watkin. 5-5 ball game here as we're even Steven again. Obi comes set. And that is up and away for ball 1. Back and forth we go. As the Ironmen answer the 3 the Fisher Cats put up in the top of the inning with one of their own, and we're sitting 5-5, 2 out here, runner at first. Here comes the 1-0 to Watkin. And he hits that one out of the seats to the right. It's 1-1. Justin Cormier, the trivia answer to who had the first Moncton Fisher Cats home run of the 2023 season. The Ironmen still looking for the answer to that question on their side. 1-1 is the count here. Again, Goss over at first has a pretty healthy lead. And that is up. Watkin with just absolute control over the strike zone. 26 free passes last season for the league MVP. Has 1 so far this year. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. And that is a ball. And again, some additional commentary in relation to the strike zone here seems to be upsetting both sides at different points here in the bottom of the 4th. I can't tell you. I have no idea where that one was, but the count's 3-1. And that is hit high down the third base side, and it is going to be out of play just behind the Moncton dugout. So yeah, we've had some differences of opinion of the strike zone. To Mawson, it was the Fisher Cats who were upset. To Dignam, it was the Ironmen who were upset. Now we're back to the Fisher Cats being upset. So we're equal opportunity issues with the strike zone here in the bottom of the 4th. Full count, 2 out here, so Goss is going to be moving on the pitch. See if Watt can get something to hit. Nick Leggett standing on deck is 1 for 2 in the ball game with an RBI double, or RBI single. Obe comes set. And that is inside, ball 4. Second walk of the inning. Goss moves up to second. And we're going to get a visit from Moncton coach Glenn Marks. I think the message here is shake off the strike zone. That if you're coming out in this situation, runners at first and second with 2 out, the message is forget about the strike zone. Let's just go get this guy. And maybe Marks was just waiting for the home plate umpire to come out, but we dispersed without incident. So first and second here with 2 out. Goss is up at second. Singled earlier in the inning. Watkin with a walk. Something he is no stranger to. And Nick Leggett, again, 1 for 2 with an RBI single and a fly out to right field. Has hit the ball to right field both times. And a huge cut there. He's laid on it for strike 1. So, Obe up here with 1 strike. And he comes set here. Another big swing and a miss by Leggett. And again, the visit from the dugout works. The message just, hey, go get this guy. And we've seen 2. Looked like the first one was a hard fastball. That looked like it might have been a cutter. But either way, it's 0-2. Comes set again. And that is hit to right field. And I tell you, that's a long run. That's a long run, and that's a fair ball. That's going to go into the corner. That's going to score 2. Nick Leggett keeps one inside the right field line. It is a 2-run double, and the Ironmen have flipped the script. It's 7-5. Now, as we said, Leggett has hit the ball to right field twice. And I would have to say that there was maybe just no adjustment there from the Fisher Cats defense, because that ball was hit quite high in the air down the line, and it was a absolutely long run for Stone, the right fielder, and he just couldn't run it down. And time is called. At the plate. So either way, it is a 2-run double for Leggett. He's got 3 RBIs here in the ball game. He's standing out at second base now with 2 out, and Jake Cook at the dish. Cook, 2 walks in the ball game and a stolen base. Hasn't registered an official AB yet. And that is a strike. Right at the bottom of the zone on the outside corner. Nice pitch there from Obe. We have seen several instances tonight of that ball just carrying to the right side of the diamond, away from the center and right fielder. That was another instance of it there with Leggett. And that is down the third baseline. Foul! That one was no more than a foot outside the bag at third, as Cook tried to sneak one down the line there. Foul ball, and we're going to reset here at 0-2. So 0-2 here to Jake Cook. Leggett is the runner out at second. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. But the Ironmen answer the Fisher Cats 3 with 3 of their own. So we got 4 innings in the books here from Ironman Field. It is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 7. The Moncton Fisher Cats 5. I'd like to thank our stream sponsor, O'Donaghues Irish Pub. Come on down and meet the new owners, Carol and Jamie McDonald, and try some pub favorites. Our famous crispy beer-battered haddock fish and chips is served with our signature house-made tartar sauce, lemon wedge, and slaw. Now open 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., Tuesday to Saturday, O'Donaghues, welcome to your pub.
Winning ticket 476.
So we're back for the top of the 5th inning here. We've had a tale of a couple of different ball games. 6 runs in the first, none in the second, none in the third, 6 in the fourth. So if we keep this pattern, we are up for a rather ho-hum 5th and 6th as Nate Stone steps in here to lead off the top of the 5th for the Fisher Cats. And that is a grounder to short, and this is going to be a tough play. Molson charges, and he's not going to be able to make the play as it comes up on him. We'll see what the official score does, and the official score records that as a hit. Again, a bit of a tough hop there, charging in. I think Stone would have been very tough to make a play there anyway. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Stefan Martin. Martin, 1 for 2 with a fielder's choice and a single his last time. Stone over at first here. And that is a ball. He squared to bunt, pulls it back as the pitch was low and in. Goss came in and put out the fire in the top of the 4th, inherited one bases loaded situation with 1 out, and went back-to-back strikeouts of Betts and Matt Stone, and now comes out for his first full inning of work here in the 5th. It's 1-0 here to Martin. And that is pop foul. And that'll even the count at 1-1. Yes, Mark, the field does look in fantastic shape. I tell you, the amount of rain that we've had has brought up a nice lush green grass. The grounds crew putting in a lot of work here at Ironman Field as they do every summer. Big shout out to them. Keeping the field in great shape here. 1-1. And it looks even better on our enhanced camera system brought by the Elitecast media guys. Making those greens pop and making the field look every bit as good as it should. 1-1, here's the count to Martin, the number 9 hitter for the Fisher Cats. That is on the outside part of the plate, called a ball, just outside. Two balls, 1 strike. And that is slashed to left field, and that's going to be a long run. But Cook is there and makes the play in plenty of time. So that is a fly out to left field for Martin for the first out here of the inning. And that'll turn the Fisher Cats lineup back over for the 4th time to Justin Cormier. Cormier 1 for 3 in the ballgame with a 2-run home run his last time up. Has also contributed a couple of stolen bases, has a fielder's choice and a fly out to center field. Again, 1 for 3 in the ballgame. Stone over at first here with 1 out in the top of the 5th. And that is a ball low. No activity in either bullpen at this point as both teams are on to their second pitcher. Goss for the Ironmen, Obey for the Fisher Cats. Goss comes set here with the 1-0 to the Fisher Cats leadoff hitter. And that is outside for a ball, 2-0. Mike McKay for the Ironmen went 3 1/3, gave up 7 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 4 walks, and a strikeout. He left the game and has gotten taken off the hook by his offense in the bottom of the 4th. There's a 2-0, and that's in there for a strike from Zach Goss, bringing the heat here in this one. 2 balls and 1 strike is the count. To the Fisher Cat shortstop. Runner at first, 1 out here. That's a swing and a miss, strike 2. Good battle back there from Goss. Good battle back there from Goss to bring the to a 2-2 count. So 2-2, runner at first is Nate Stone. 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Goss has a sign. Here comes the pitch. And that is fouled out of play down the left field line. It'll keep the count at 2-2. Goss, no stranger to pressure relief appearances. At 4 saves in the 2022 season, making his 3rd appearance again of this season so far. And that is up and away, and that'll run the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We'll see if Stone goes in motion here to try to stay out of the double play with 1 out and a full count. Goss and Cormier locked in a battle. Full count, 1 out. Runner not going. And that is ball 4. So a walk to the leadoff hitter, Cormier. And that's going to bring up Sam Lund. Lund is 2 for 2 in the game with 2 singles, 2 runs scored, and a walk. Having himself a ball game so far. And that is inside. Little slide piece there from Goss, trying to get it in under the hands of Lund. Ironman would love a double play ball and get back in on the sticks. 1-0 here to Lund. And that is up and away, ball 2. Goss all of a sudden seems to have a little struggle finding the strike zone. Going to try to reset here. 2-0 is the count here to Sam Lund. And that is low and outside for ball 3. So after a walk to Cormier, Goss has now fallen behind Lund here 3-0. And that is ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk, back-to-back walks. And now if you're the Ironman dugout, you got to get the wheels spinning here. You're in the middle of the order with Hamowitz and Votour. A couple of dangerous bats. In a ball game where, for the second time, you've battled back and taken the lead. No team really able to build any momentum. Again, Moncton has twice, they jumped out to a 2-run lead. Chatham comes in and scores 4. Couple of shutdown innings. Moncton scores a big 3 in the top of the 5th. Chatham came right back in and answered with 3. So no team really being able to get anything going. After scoring 3, the Ironmen have come right back out, and we've now got the bases loaded with 1 out here. And that is line into right field, and that is right at Hebert. And he's going to come home here, and that is going to score a run. And that will score a run on the sac fly. So Hamowitz with a sac fly RBI for the second out of the inning.
Now batting the third baseman, number 2, Serge Vautour.
So Stone scores on the sac fly to make it a 7-6 ball game. Cormier advanced to third on the throw to the plate. Lund remains at first. So runners at the corners. 2 out here for Serge Vautour. Serge 0 for 2 with a walk. And that is a fly ball out of play down the third base side. Serge giving himself a pep talk. I think he thought he should have sent that one for a ride, and it looked like right in his wheelhouse. So he's going to reset here. So again, runners at the corners with 2 out. Serge at the dish. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2. Serge leaving nothing to chance there. Nothing left in the tank with that swing. He swung so hard, my ribcage hurts. So 0-2 here. Gosh trying to get out of this inning and trying to limit the damage to 1. Runner's taking second, and that is outside for a ball. So that'll move runners up to first, or second and third. Not sure if we're going to be given a stolen base there. We will see what the official score says. That could be defensive indifference. We'll mark it down as an SB for now. And that is line into right field. That is a base hit. That's going to score 1. That's going to score 2, it looks like, as the throw comes to the plate. That will score 2 runs, and just like that, the Fisher Cats are back on top. A 2-run single from Serge Vautour. And it's 8-7 as the back and forth continues. And that'll bring Philip Rail to the plate. Rail 1 for 1 in the game. Has walked twice. And has an RBI single, 2 RBIs totally, walked with the bases loaded in the 4th. No. Runner at first here with 2 out. 1-0 count to Rail. And that is up and away, ball 2. Again, Goss was 1 strike away from getting out of it. Vautour rips a single into right field. 2-run score. Moncton's back on top, 8-7. And that is ball 3. 3-0 now to Rail. Colin Betts on deck. 0 for 2 in the game with a walk and 2 Ks. It's quite the game indeed. Back and forth we go. 3-0 here to the count. That's ball. That is a strike. My apologies. 3-1 is the count. Three balls, 1 strike, 2 out here. Serge Vautour, the runner at first base. Goss comes set. And that is a swing and a miss for strike 2. Now it's going to run it full. There goes the runner, and there's a swing and a miss. Strike 3 will end the inning. But Moncton once again puts up a crooked number as they score 3 in the inning. 4.5 in the books here at Ironman Field. The Fisher Cats have retaken the lead as we go back and forth. It is the Moncton Fisher Cats 8 and your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 7 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Tyler McKay, Hebert, and Molson due up for the red team. So with a big red machine ready to come to the dish here in the bottom of the 5th inning. What a ball game it has been to this point. It is 8-7 Fisher Cats. The Fisher Cats have 8 runs on 9 hits in the ball game. The Ironmen 7 runs on 6 hits. The Ironmen have committed 1 error. Tyler McKay is going to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning here for the Ironmen. McKay 1 for 1 in the game, has a 2-run double and a walk. McKay, Hebert, Molson, and Dignam here in the 5th. And Obey sets up now in here, making his 3rd inning of work. He's given up a couple hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, and a couple of Ks so far in an inning and a third. That's a ball. Pitching for the Fisher Cats, Kevin Obey, we believe. Our program is not up to date here. But he is in here. He's thrown an inning and a third so far after relieving. And that is high and deep to right field. That one is back at the track at the wall, and she's out of here. Tyler McKay have a ball game. And just like that, we're right back where we started. It's an 8-8 game as Tyler McKay goes deep to right field for the first Ironman home run of the 2023 season. We've said it a few times. The ball's flying out of here to right field tonight. And that one got up in the stream. He got a good piece of it. And Tyler McKay has tied this ball game, and here we go. Hebert comes up now. 0 for 2. He's grounded out and popped out to the first baseman. He swings at the first pitch and fouls it off. So 0-1 here to Hebert. And that is high for a ball. And the Ironman dugout has once again come alive. It's an 8-8 ball game here in the bottom of the 5th. 1-1 here to Hebert. And that's in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike. At this rate, we're due for a 4-hour ball game. And that's in there for a strike, just at the bottom of the zone. And the Bears going to take a step away and just reevaluate his situation. 2-2 is the count. And that's outside ball 3. So the Bears run the count full now. Nobody out here, bottom of the 5th. Molson on the on-deck circle. Molson, Dignam, top of the order here. What the Ironmen are looking at as they try to get something going here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Already have 1 across on the McKay home run. Here comes the full count pitch, and that's in there for strike 3. As he gets rung up looking.
Now batting the shortstop, number 41, Charlie Lawson.
So that'll bring Charlie Molson to the plate here. Last time up, he walked and scored. 0 for 1 in the ball game. He's also grounded out to first base. Trying to get something going here with 1 out. That is it outside for ball 1. What a battle here we're seeing in the Ironman home opener. And that's a ball as well. If we get 16 home games just like this, I'm going to need some blood pressure medication. Not going to lie. It's going to be a long summer. 2-0 here to Molson. And that is down for ball 3. And it looks like we might have a pinch hitter in the on-deck circle as Zach Newman is swinging a bat. Looks like he might pinch hit for Jake Dignam here. And that's ball 4. So Mollison with his second walk, and we are going to see a pinch hitter as Zach Newman is going to swing here for Jake Dignam.
Now batting number 12, Zach Newman.
Newman. This will be his first plate appearance of the season as he bats here with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Runner at first is Charlie Mollison after his second walk of the ball game. Newman's going to... No stranger to taking advantage of that big hole on the right side. Maybe that's why the Ironman dugout thinks this is a perfect situation to bring him in here. Poke something through that hole and get it back up to the top of the order. Hole becomes set. And that's in there for a strike. Newman last year, 2 for 11 to a 182 batting average. And that is down. Evens the count at 1-1. The Ironman would love to keep this inning going. Top of the order has had a good night. Goss is 2 for 3. McKay's 1 for 2, and that's going to be an unfortunate double play as Newman lines it to Votor at first. He doubles off Mollison, and that's going to end the inning. A 3 unassisted double play. So just like that, the inning's over, but not before Tyler McKay hits the first Ironman home run of the season. 5 complete innings in the books here from Ironman Field. It's an 8-8 ball game. Your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 8. The Moncton Fisher Cats 8. 2 innings to go. Stay tuned and find out who's going to come out on top in the Ironman home opener. Tonight's game is sponsored by O'Donaghues. Summer has arrived and patio season is here. Enjoy a hot meal and cold drink on our Water Street patio overlooking the beautiful Miramichi River. A great place to meet friends and family. Now open from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Tuesday to Saturday. We want to thank O'Donaghues for their support of not only the Chatham Miramichi Honda Senior Ironmen, but also the Junior Ironmen as well. O'Donaghues, welcome to your pub. So some defensive changes for the Ironmen after the Newman pinch hit. Tyler McKay has moved from second to third base. And into the game is Logan Walsh. That would be junior affiliate Logan Walsh, making his 4th appearance of the season for the squad. Takes over duties at short. Charlie Mollison moves from short to second, so a bit of a new look infield here for the Ironmen. And as we go to the top of the 6th inning, it's Colin Betts. He's 0 for 2, has struck out a couple times, and has walked as well. 8-8 ball game, top of the 6th. Here we go. And that's in there for strike 1. Goss back out here now for another inning of work. Has given up a couple hits, 3 runs, a couple of walks, a couple of Ks so far. 3 Ks, actually, my bad. He came in in the fourth inning in relief of starter Mike McKay. Inherited a bases-loaded situation with one out and went back-to-back strikeouts to Betts and Matt Stone. So he's wrapped around the lineup one series. He's back to Betts again, and that's inside. And he says it hit him. Says it hit him on the foot, I believe, on the 0-2 pitch. Originally, it was called a ball, an audible ball by home plate umpire Miles Brito, and then Betts made a move to first, and Brito granted him first. So, runner at first after the hit by pitch. And that's going to bring up Matt Stone, who is 0 for 3 in the ball game. He squares the bunt, and he pulls it back. Runner's going, and a low throw by Watkin. I think they were more concerned about the runner. I didn't hear any audible going from the infield. But a short hop throw from Watkin, Walsh unable to handle it. And that's going to be a stolen base for Betts. So now you have to assume Stone is still going to be looking to sack bunt here, get that runner to third. Goss comes set. Several looks out to second. And he gets one, and that's going to be, he drops the ball. Almost a double play there. So Stone pops up the bunt to the pitcher, Goss, who made a great play and then made a spinning back-footed flip out to second. Walsh had to stretch hard, unable to come up with the ball. So Betts, lucky he's back safely, as the Fisher Cats almost ran themselves right out of an inning here. But they now remain exactly where they were with a runner at second, but now there's one out. And now Nate Stone comes to the dish. He is 2 for 3 in the ball game with a couple of singles and has scored a run. Ironman still anticipating a bunt here. As Goss comes set. Walsh in and out on the runner at second. And that is slashed and fouled away. No threat of bunting there from Stone. He was swinging ahead all the way, or swinging all the way. 0-1 is the count here now. Again, one out here, top of the sixth. Runner at second base is Colin Betts. That is on the outside corner of the plate for a called strike, and Goss quickly ahead here 0-2. This game's had a little bit of everything. We've had some great defensive plays. We've had some not so great defensive plays. We've had some home runs. We've had some interesting infield defensive situations. And where we've ended up, well, we're in the sixth inning and it's an 8-8 ball game. What else would you want in a home opener? 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count here to Stone. And Goss is going to step off there. Little stretch, didn't seem to be quite comfortable with where he was positioned on the mound in that situation, so he's going to reset himself and get ready here for another 1-2. Rocks and fires, and that's fouled back at the screen. So the count will remain 1-2. Stone, the 8-hitter for the Fisher Cats. Again, a couple singles in the ball game. Scored a run his last time up. Martin is in the on-deck circle. He's 1 for 3 with a single. Again, you do not want it to turn back over to the top of this dangerous Fisher Cats lineup if you're the Ironman. And that is a grounder to short. And they're going to go to first as the runner cuts in front of it. So a 6-3 put out there by Logan Walsh. And that'll be the second out of the inning. Betts hesitated a little bit there, and I think he timed his run to just try and distract the shortstop just a little bit. And able to beat it out. So that'll bring up Stefan Martin here now. Again, 1 for 3, number 9 hitter in the lineup for the Fisher Cats. 2 out here in the top of the 6th. And that is a base hit, and that's going to give the Fisher Cats back the lead. Martin with an RBI single to center field, and now it's 9-8. Just out of the reach of the shortstop. And I mean just. So an RBI single for Stefan Martin, and we're going to, for the 5th time in the game, go back to the top of the order in Justin Cormier. He's 1 for 3 with a 2-run home run, has walked, scored 2 runs and has 2 steals, and that's in there for a strike. Some crooked scores, or some crooked lines on Justin Cormier's card. Again, 2-run scored, a 2-run home run in the 4th, 2 stolen bases, has a fielder's choice, flown out to center field, and walked. Behind here 0-1. Runners going, no, bluffs to start. I was fooled by the 17 people down the first baseline who roared going. Happens, I'm only human. Sometimes the crowd influences the commentary. That's just how it is. So 1-1's the count here with 2 out to Cormier. That's outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. The seesaw that has been this ball game is now lightly tipped in the Fisher Cats' direction as they have taken back the lead here 9-8. Zach Goss trying to get out of this inning and keep it right there. Ironmen have the top of the order coming up here in the bottom of the 6th. And that is a high fly ball deep to right, and that is going to be trouble. That short hops the wall. And we're going to end up with a play at the plate here. And he is out at the plate. Not even close. The Fisher Cats gambled and lost on that one, as Hebert did a great job getting that ball in. They tried to score the run from first, and the runner's thrown out at home. So a great relay there from Hebert to Molson and to Watkin at the plate. But the Fisher Cats do get 1 on a Stefan Martin RBI single. So after 5.5 here, we've tipped the scales the other way, as it's the Moncton Fisher Cats 9 and your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 8. So we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and pitching change here for Moncton as they have brought Jackson Decker in relief of Kevin Obey. Decker will be making his 4th appearance already of the 2023 season. Has thrown 6 1/3. Has given up 8 hits and 11 walks and 6 earned runs. 1 and 2 with a 6.63 ERA. He's going to try to protect a 9-8 lead. And if I've learned anything from this game so far, there is no such thing as a safe lead. The Fisher Cats have led 2-0 and gave up a 4 spot. They led 5-4, gave up a 3 spot. They led 8-7, gave up a 1. Now they lead 9-8. Can they hold it down here? So the Ironmen at the top of the order, and Zach Goss, who is 2 for 3 in the ball game, has doubled and singled and scored 2 runs. As we go to the bottom of the 6th, 1-0 here to Goss. There's a big swing from Goss there, right through it. Evens the count at 1-1. Goss, McKay, Watkin, the top of the Ironman order here in the bottom of the 6th. And that is up and away. 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, Decker has had some control issues, has walked 11 in 6 1/3 innings. And the Ironmen, again, very patient. 97 free passes they took last season. That is a ball. Looked like that one was just down and in. Ironmen coming into tonight have taken 11 free passes so far in the 2023 season and have taken 5 tonight. And make it 6 as Zach Goss draws a leadoff walk. And the 2 guys coming behind, no stranger to the walks themselves, as here comes tonight's starter and current center fielder Mike McKay. McKay's 1 for 2, has doubled and driven in 2 runs. Had an RBI double in the first, had an RBI sac fly his last time up. First couple RBIs on the season for McKay. Goss over at first here. Represents the tying run here in the bottom of the 6th. And that's outside. And if you're the Ironman here, you're looking for 2 and then try to shut this thing down in the top of the 7th. Nobody warming up in the Ironman bullpen. And it looks like Glenn Marks is warming up down in the Moncton bullpen currently. And that hit him. Mike McKay. And again, we said earlier in the ball game, no stranger to the hit by pitch. That's already his 3rd this season. Led the league with 11 last year. So that's going to put runners at first and second here with nobody out. And Jeff Watkin at the dish. Watkin 0 for 2 in the ball game. Flown out to right field, grounded out to short. He walked and scored his last time up. He walked and then scored on the Nick Leggett 2-run double. And you couldn't ask for a better situation if they're the Ironmen here. First 2 men on here in the bottom of the 6th. Watkin and Leggett, the next 2 hitters. And that's a foul ball. And we have a bit of a controversy here at the plate. And so it was called a foul ball, and I didn't think it hit the bat. I heard a couple sounds. I thought maybe it hit the backside of Watkins' hand and then hit the catcher's glove. But discussion between third base coach Kevin Bose and home plate umpire Miles Brito. I think Kevin was asking if he could get an appeal on that, and home plate umpire Miles Brito says no. I'm not sure why you couldn't at least ask for help from the first base umpire with a right-handed hitter up, but nonetheless, it's 1 strike. Watkin going to reset here. And that's a ball inside. And then I think you have Hamowitz asking there if that's an even-up call. That looked like a pretty good pitch, but a little bit of a discussion between the catcher and the home plate umpire, and we're reset here. And the count's maybe what it should be, 1-1. Maybe not. Here comes the 1-1 from Jackson Decker. Long look out towards second. And Watkin. And they're going to appeal down to first base umpire Brian Cummings, who said he didn't go. We want to thank everybody out there for watching. If you're watching on the Ironman Facebook page or if you're watching over on our brand new Chatham Ironmen YouTube page, we thank you for tuning in to O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live, brought to you by O'Donaghues Irish Pub and our wonderful new folks at Elitecast Media are here with me in the booth tonight. That's way outside, and that's 3-1. And Decker all over the road map here. A walk, a hit by pitch, and now he's fallen behind Watkin. 3-1. Leggett on deck. Leggett is 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs in the ballgame. And Watkin swinging for the moon there. And that'll even the count, or run the count full 3-2. So now you got to see maybe the Ironman with you. You got Goss and McKay, some speedy guys on the pass. Do you maybe get something going here? You've got 2 guys who combined last year had 16 stolen bases. Maybe you get something going here. They're not holding Goss particularly close. Now the second baseman comes in. So here comes the full count pitch to Watkin. Nobody out here. Runners at first and second. And that is down and away for ball 4. So 2 walks and a hit by pitch, and just like that, the Ironmen have the bases loaded with nobody out. And Hamowitz is looking in the dugout saying, hey, let's go here. And I think they're going to bring the corners in here. Hamowitz directing traffic. So he brings the first baseman, third baseman in on the grass. They're going to play for 2 up the middle and concede the run if they can. So here's Leggett again, 2 for 3, has a double, a single, and 3 RBIs in the ball game. And that's fouled away at the plate. So Decker able to get ahead of Leggett. 1-0. Dangerous part of the order here because you have Leggett, you have Jake Cook, and Tyler McKay, who's had a hell of a ball game. Sitting in the hole waiting. 2 for 2 with a home run and a double. Oh, 1's the count here. Nobody out. Bottom of the 6th. 9-8 ball game. Fisher Cats hanging on to a lead. Chatham, about as threatening as you could be right here. And that's popped up back here, and I think it's going to be out of play. And it is, as I hear it land on the roof of the clubhouse. And trickle down. But on the plus side for the Fisher Cats, Decker up 0-2 here. After a hit by pitch and a couple of walks, exactly what the doctor ordered. So 0-2 here to Leggett. Again, nobody out, bases loaded. Decker looking for a strikeout. And that's up and in for ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes here. Goss at third, McKay at second, Watkin at first, Leggett at the dish. And that is lined into the right center field gap, and there's nobody home. That's going to go just to the track as Lund is able to cut it off, and that might save a run, actually. But the Ironmen scored 2, and just like that, the boys in red are back on top. It's 10-9. Nick Leggett, have yourself a ball game as he drives in his 4th and 5th runs of the night. And the seesaw once again tips back to the Chatham side. His 3rd hit, his 4th and 5th RBIs. I'll tell you, A big play there, though, was Sam Lund cutting it off before the ball got to the track, which I think allowed the Fisher Cats to keep Watkin at third. So the Fisher Cats now bring the infield in here with nobody out. And that is high in the infield, but it's actually going out towards left field. Left fielder's almost in on the grass, and it falls! And that's going to score a run. So that is an error by the left fielder, and it's 11-9 Ironmen. The left fielder came in a long way with the Fisher Cats infield in. Really no choice there for Colin Betts, the Fisher Cats left fielder, to come all the way in. He got under it, and he whiffed on it as he missed it to his left. Watkin comes in to score. So that is E7. And that'll bring Tyler McKay to the plate. Talk about a guy who's had a ball game. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the sixth. And that is a ball. McKay, 2 for 2 with a home run, a double, a walk, has driven in 3 runs and scored 1. And again, his last time up, he hit one over the right field wall to tie this game at 8. That feels like it was an hour and a half ago. But it's 11-9 here in the bottom of the sixth, as the Ironmen look to keep their foot on the gas. And there's 2-0. So here we go. 2-0 is the count to McKay. Cook's at first. Leggett's at second. Again, nobody out here. A long lookout from Decker, as neither of the middle infielders are holding him, and that's in there for a strike, 2-1. The Moncton infield is backed up here again with nobody at third, looking to turn a double play. Looking ahead, the Fisher Cats have the 2-3-4 hitters, Sam Lund, John Hamowitz, Serge Vautour. Some dangerous bats coming up here in the top of the seventh, so the Ironmen looking to put some distance in here. And that is a looper into left field, and that's going to be a base hit. Runners will move up a base. Cormier tried to get back to get it. Unable to make the play. Tyler McKay's third hit of the ball game, and the bases are once again loaded, and there is still nobody out. So a little looper. When it's going good, it's going good. And I'll tell you, the Ironmen were in the need of some home cooking to wake up these bats, and they have definitely woke up here tonight. So Tyrell Hebert is going to jump in here. He's 0 for 3, has ground out, popped out, and struck out. Running the gamut. Bases loaded, nobody out. Here comes the first pitch, and that's nubbed back up the middle. That's going to score a run. They're going to try to get 2. They only get 1. He throws it away, and that's going to score another. Cormier tries to force the double play and throws it wide at first. Another defensive miscue by the Fisher Cats is going to cost an extra run here. A little dribbler up the middle. Cormier picks it up and tags the runner out at second. He tried to spin and force the throw to first. I don't think he had a chance to get Hebert at first base. He throws it wide, and that scores a second run. So McKay is out at second, but Cook scores, Leggett scores. And that's in there for a strike to Charlie Mawson. So we're 13-9 now. Again, as the Ironmen try to tip the scales, they have scored 5 here in the bottom of the sixth. Hebert bluffs to start. That's low and in. Hebert does have a stolen base on the season. 1-1 here to Charlie Mawson. Mawson in the ball game is 0 for 1, has walked twice and scored a run. And swings through one there. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. The Ironmen have scored 5 and have taken a 13-9 lead. And trying to keep it going here. Logan Walsh, who came in as a defensive replacement last inning, is in the on-deck circle. Bear has that stolen by about 50 feet, and they throw the ball into center field. The Fisher Cats have come unglued here in the 6th inning. Bear had that base stolen by 20 feet, and nobody covered the bag. And the ball goes right into center field, allowing Bear to pick up an extra 90 feet. So now he's at third base with 1 out. And Malson fouls that away to keep the count 2-2. You could not have asked for a better home opener here. It's been all over the place, back and forth. Here's the 2-2 to Malson. And that is high, and that's going to be ball 3. Again, Logan Walsh, who replaced Zach Newman, who pinch hit for Jake Dignam in the 5th. Standing on deck, and then we will be back to the top of the order. Malson, who already has 2 walks to his credit. And he gets called out on strikes on the inside part of the plate for out number 2. So that'll bring Logan Walsh to the plate here now with 2 out.
Now batting the shortstop, number 14, Logan Walsh.
Walsh was 3 for 12 as an affiliate last season. And that's in there for strike 1. 0 for 4 with an RBI in action here in 2023. And he bats here with 2 out and a runner at third base. Trying to keep the Ironman train rolling here as they have scored 5. Several of which have been assisted by some miscues, as the Fisher Cats have gotten a little squirrely in the field this inning. And the Ironmen have taken advantage. Here comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss there, strike 2. Nice pitch from Decker on the outside part of the plate. The Ironmen 13 runs tonight on 10 hits. They have reached base via the walk 7 times and a hit by pitch in there as well. And that one's fouled back. So 0-2 here's Walsh spoils that one as they get set back in here. 0-2, 2 out. And that is ripped to short. And oh, what a play by Cormier. And then he throws to first and Votor can't pick it up. And the inning will continue the run scores. And that's just hard luck because Cormier made a hell of a play. Cormier makes a hell of a play to pick that on the short hop. And then he kind of short hopped the throw to first. Again, Walsh speedy out of the box. And that will allow the run to score, and that will improve the Ironman lead to 14-9, and the top of the order's back up here. And that's spiked. Goes to the backstop, and Walsh will move up to second. Goss, so the Ironmen have now batted around here in the bottom of the 6th. Goss led off this inning with a walk. Oh, yeah, no, he's fine. Yeah, hit him. That'll be another base runner. So Goss will reach base for the second time here in the inning, this time on a hit by pitch. as Goss has now been on base 4 times in the ball game. A double, a single, a walk, and a hit by pitch. And that'll bring up Mike McKay. Speaking of hit by pitches, he's already been hit by pitch here in the 6th. Hit by pitch and scored a run. McKay in the ball game is 1 for 2 with a double, 2 RBIs, and a run scored. 2 runs scored. And that is in there for a strike. The outside part of the plate. So I'll tell you, this inning has been a combination of timely Ironman hitting and poor Fisher Cats defense. And the Ironmen have taken full advantage. So 0-1 here to McKay. Long look out to second from Decker. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 2. So 0-2 now with 2 out here in the bottom of the 6th. The Ironmen have put up 6 runs and are now out to a 14-9 lead. Again, looking forward to the Fisher Cats 7th. Lund, Hamowitz, Votor. And that is fouled away by McKay out into the parking lot. As we approach an almost 3-hour ball game here on opening night, the Ironmen have a 14-9 lead. And that is up and away for ball 1. Ironmen taking nothing for granted here, even though they are now out to a 5-run lead. This game has been back and forth and back and forth. Trying to grind and chip away at everything they can. Hope you guys are enjoying the game. If you're watching over on the Ironman Facebook page or on our new YouTube live stream, make sure you go check it out and give us a subscription over at youtube.com/Chatham Ironmen, as we'll be simulcasting this year. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. But the damage has been done as the Ironmen come out here in the bottom of the 6th and score 6 runs. And they will go to the 7th, 3 outs away from a home opening victory. It's your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 14, the Moncton Fisher Cats 9. Tonight's stream is sponsored by O'Donaghues Irish Pub. Our summer menu is out now. Try the new Classic Reuben, a pub favorite grilled to perfection. Corned beef shaved thin on marble rye with melted Swiss cheese, sauerkraut, and just a smidge of dressing. Served with fries or salad and a dill pickle. Now open 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., Tuesday to Saturday. O'Donaghues, welcome to your pub. So we go to the 7th. The Ironmen looking to lock down a home opening win, their first win of the season. They have a 14-9 lead, and Zach Goss is back out here. Again, Goss, a key part of the turning point of this game. He came in relief of Mike McKay in a 5-4 ball game that Moncton was up in the top of the 4th. Came in with the bases loaded and 1 out, went back-to-back strikeouts. The Ironmen came in and scored 3. It's been back and forth, but Goss looking to hang on here for his first win of the season, the team's first win of the season, and he'll have to do it by going through Lund, Heimowitz, and Vautour. So here we go. That's outside for ball one. Lund, 2 for 2 in the ball game, has 2 singles, 2 walks, has scored 3 times, and has a stolen base as well. Just your typical Sam Lund performance at the plate. And that is inside for ball 2. No activity in the Ironman bullpen at this point. Again, with a 5-run lead. Going to try to let Goss finish what he inherited here. And that's in there for a strike. The Fisher Cats, 9 runs on 11 hits. The Ironmen, 14 runs on 11 hits. Two-one here now to Lund. Here comes the pitch from Goss. And that is fouled away, and will even the count at 2-2. Heimowitz up next is 1 for 3 with a double and an RBI. Vautour 1 for 3 with a 2-run single and a walk. And Phil Rail, who's had himself a game as well. He's 1 for 2, but has walked twice and driven in 2. And that is high and deep to left field. But Jake Cook able to get under it and make the play, and that's out number 1 here in the 7th. Sounded good off the bat, but the ball definitely not flying to left field the way that it's flying to right field. And that's going to bring up Heimowitz here again. Heimowitz, 1 for 3 with a double, a run scored, and last time up he had a sac fly. And that is ball 1, up and away. Goss comes set. Here comes the 1-0. There's a big swing and a miss there by Heimowitz. We have seen that from him several times with no strikes, taking that big cut. Fisher Cats need some base runners. 1-1 here, 1 out. And that is on the outside part of the plate for a strike. And Heimowitz doesn't like that one. He turns around and has a little comment for the home plate umpire. The count is 1-2. 1-2, 1 out. And that's fouled back. And you can see Heimowitz just mildly disgusted with himself there as he fouled that one straight back. Flips his bat in the air. He was right on it. Didn't miss it by much. The count remains 1-2 here with 1 out, top of the 7th. Goss comes set. Here comes the pitch. And swing and a miss, strike 3 for out number 2. And the Ironmen are 1 out away here from a home opening victory. And that's going to bring Serge Vautour to the plate. Again, Serge in the game, 1 for 3. Had a 2-run single his last time up. Has also walked in the ball game. Has popped out to the second and grounded out to the first baseman in his other 2 appearances. And that is a ball inside. Little change up there from Goss. Again, you can come right at these hitters with a 5-run cushion. Goss has thrown quite a few pitches here, but still looking pretty sharp. That's fouled straight back. They have battled again. Fisher Cats scored 2 in the first, 3 in the fourth, 3 in the fifth, 1 in the sixth. The Ironmen 4 in the first, 3 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, and 6 every single time the Fisher Cats have scored. The Ironmen have responded that very inning. And that is outside. Vautour, really good eye there, thought about it, but able to take that change up just away. 2 balls, 1 strike now is the count. There's a big swing from Vautour, and that's strike 2. And the Ironmen are down to their the 1 strike away here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out here in the top of the 7th. Goss has the sign from Watkin. Here it comes, and that is down and in, and that'll run it full. Might be me. I haven't refreshed in a long time. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Here comes the pitch. Fly ball. Right at home plate. Watkins got a beat on it, and that's the ball game. The Ironmen win their first game of the season, and the home cooking was exactly what the doctor ordered, as the Ironmen hang on for a 14-9 victory in one of the most back-and-forth games you're likely to see in the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League. Goss able to come in, make an impact right away with those bases-loaded strikeouts, and he finishes what he inherited as they go 1-2-3 in the 7th. The Ironmen finished with 14 runs on 11 hits. The Fisher Cats finished with 9 on 11 hits. The final score, 14-9. We would like to thank our sponsor, O'Donaghues Irish Pub, the official sponsor of O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live here on the Ironman Facebook page and the Ironman YouTube page. Again, the Ironman's next games, they will travel Saturday to St. John for a doubleheader starting at 1 p.m., and they will be in Moncton for a rematch of tonight's classic for a 2 p.m. tilt at Kiwanis Park. The next home action for the Ironmen, next Saturday, June 24th, the Charlottetown Islanders will be in town for a doubleheader starting at 2 p.m. Big thank you to everybody out there in Facebook and YouTube land who watched and listened to O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. We would like to thank our broadcast crew, Elitecast Media, and of course, I am your host, voice of the Chatham Ironmen, Chris Jardine. The final score from Ironman Field here in Miramichi, your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 14, the Moncton Fisher Cats 9.